Welcome to Sponsored by Nobody. This week, sponsored by Holidays. We took some. It is January 2024, and we are playing Mistborn, Rebels Without a Cause, Episode 11. I am Ian, the narrator, and we have X playing Y.
I'm Austin, and I'm playing Alts, the Scar ex-slave. He likes to punch things.
Dylan?
Dylan playing Adelaide Pori.
Peter as Noble.
And Taylor playing Titan Arana, the Mistborn.
Excellent. Who can remember? I know it's been a while for us. For listeners, it's only been a week. For us, it's been probably over a month. But who can remember what we did last session?
We killed a guy.
You did.
We improvised how the what was that metal called? Atium worked, and had a showdown with some Inquisitor as we were running away from the recently liberated and demolished mines of Hafsin. Yeah.
You guys executed a Inquisitor, which is an incredible feat.
Stole some dude's
and we stabbed ourselves with spikes.
We got spiked.
Oh yeah, you guys all are spiked now too.
For the fun of it, because we heard somebody say it was a good idea.
Yeah. That's so. I guess a little backstory for you guys have now been back in the capital city for maybe about a week. Trying to keep a low profile, obviously, after all the chaos of the Pits of Hathsin. It's the capital city has gotten darker. There are things called suppressing stations that are scattered throughout the city. Now, you don't know exactly where they are, but the Mistborns and Mistlings among you now know, like, you can feel it. You can't pinpoint it, but like you can feel when you walk into an area that you're being soothed or rioted. And there's a copper cloud clearly because you can't pinpoint it. So basically these suppressing stations are scattered randomly throughout the city in ska neighborhoods, and they're just soothing everyone's desire to rebel and their desire to do anything other than work and keep their heads down. Every now and then, some of the soothing stations have a rioter there, and they're rioting your emotions to basically tattletale. They're asking people to, like, it's rioting your need to narc or to, give up your allies. It's pretty dark and depressing. A lot of ska are turning on each other. There's a lot of hanging bodies in the streets. The Lord Ruler goes for a stroll every now and then, and it's just a wake of sadness wherever he walks. One of the great houses, a few members were executed because of the debacle with the Pits of Hathsin. That was a big news. There are Koloss, which are 12-foot tall giants that don't really feel a lot of pain. And you've heard news that they're marching, and some of them are coming to the city. So we'll see. What else has been happening? You guys have been flying mostly under the radar. Like, as far as your personal bounties, they've been overshadowed by some of the things that the rebellion leaders have been doing. There's rumors that there's a safe haven somewhere that a bunch of plantation ska are fleeing to, and like plantation houses, like noble houses, are burning down, and like ska are just leaving that area completely. Which is obviously not good. Not good for food supply, but not good for the Lord Ruler's control either. Shit's hitting the fan big time. It's getting real crazy out there.
Lovely. And all that in just a few days.
Yeah, you guys, like, the disturbance of the pit that has sin, like, you hit the Lord Ruler at his most vulnerable area, for argument's sake, and his most needed resource. So, yeah, his actions were fast and painful. Like, he's not fucking around here anymore.
He was fucking around?
Yeah.
What about our, like, no, well, not our, I say, but, like, the contact for, that ska contact that they had?
The ska contest? Contact.
Yeah, the one
Oh.
was two-faced for you guys.
Yeah, you guys don't, like...
Should we be worried about that? There's this whole, like, aura of give up your neighbor going on right now.
I mean, you guys have kind of lost contact with them. You can assume they were either killed or they've moved on somewhere else. It's, yeah. There's been a lot of turnover in the ranks of who to trust, so to speak. The other fun news for you guys is you are all spiked, which is pretty cool because it gives you guys some fun powers, and you're all feeling pretty good about yourselves that you're spiked. Your dreams are a little different. You're starting to dream of, like, more. In your dreams, you're doing a lot more than you normally do. You know, like you're dreaming of grandeur. You're also starting, every now and then you can hear your conscience tell you to do things that it hasn't really told you to do before. You know, like if you're walking by an inquisitor or a obligator in the streets, your conscience is like, kill them, you know, or take their spikes. Or, you know, your conscience is telling you, like, hey, there's power at the Lord Ruler's palace. Like, I can show you where it is. If you just follow it, I'll tell you the way. You can get in and out. You're strong enough now. Yeah, just little things, you know, you're hearing the odd voice in your head. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
So much fun.
Yep. Yeah, so with all the chaos and stuff that's going on, what would you like to, I guess, you know, do you have another target? Or, I mean, you've now all been spiked, so you hear the voices in your head, and they're telling you that, like, if you want more power, go after the Inquisitors and the Obligators, and they can show you how to get more power. They're also telling you that there's more power beyond your wildest fantasies if you can make it into the Lord Ruler's castle. So, yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, I don't even really know what I got from the spike.
You get to choose.
Yeah.
Right. It was +3 in anything, wasn't it?
Yeah, +3 in anything.
Any metal.
Yeah.
Alright, keep that in mind. I'll be doing that. So, beyond the thirst for more power, have there been, like, any contacts from, like, the big ol' rebellion? Because, like,
rebellion?
Surely they've gotten wind of, like, we blew up a mine,
Yeah.
and or how we can help them from not feeling as oppressed as they do now.
The
Acceleration of what we caused.
big rebellion, I won't lie, the big rebellion wasn't keen on how fast and how escalated your actions were. They didn't. I mean, he told you where the pits of Heston were, and he thought you guys would cause a little bit of trouble. He did not anticipate the level of trouble and the scale of it. So
That's on him.
yeah, no, that is on him.
Should have gave us some outlines.
So the overall rebellion has it's not that they've kept their distance from you, but they're definitely not telling you. You get the feeling you're not as trusted as you once were.
Well, doesn't matter. We're, a cell in a large organization, something. So
Yeah. No, so that you're still getting like updates and reports, but you don't know where the actual base is right now. I think they think you guys are pretty hot right now, and they don't want you to get caught and have too much information.
yeah.
They expect that someone is going to cut off our head soon and or make you talk.
We're too much of a blunt force tool, both in tactics and in technique.
Yeah. Peter,
I
you
believe
okay
the
there,
word
bud?
you're looking for is liability.
Yeah, fine.
I hear there's like some scraping on your end. Sorry.
Huh.
Yeah, no, you guys are a liability. You guys have been proven to be a loose cannon.
All right, we invented gunpowder.
I mean, again, there's voices in your head saying there's power, like follow the obligators, follow the inquisitors. There's power there.
I have no confidence we can do that again in any semblance of that. That was one.
Your dreams say you can do it.
My dreams also say I can fly around on a horse I just butchered, but that's not going to happen.
Not with that attitude.
If I throw it hard enough and hold on, I can be like Thor.
Exactly.
But what about like everyone else who isn't spiked? Like, do we have some info from any of the noble families that are left? Like my cut, like the old guy or the drinky guy who we coerced.
Yes. Yeah. So you guys, which family was that?
The dead Malik's old family.
Yeah, Malik's cousin. Yeah, you guys were able to meet up, or you guys attempted to meet up with him, but he hasn't given any dates. Like, you guys can go and press the matter, but he hasn't really acknowledged your contacts, I guess. So if you guys want to go press him for information, you can go do that.
What's everyone else feeling? Our group is very figure it out as we go.
I mean, my idea would be like, how do we make the situation more unbearable for the nobles so they'd start, the rebellion, not just the Ska?
Yeah.
So we should go do something explosive somewhere else to help alleviate the pressure on them.
Or figure out who's our political enemy, then fabricate some, evidence against them to make the Inquisitors go and kill them, and then look, they're targeting you guys.
Well, how much do we know about those suppression towers? Could we just take out the suppression bases?
You could try. There, you know that there's. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying I don't like that Tonian.
No, I'm saying like you could try. It's not that's not a bad idea. There's you can probably assume there's at least 24 around the city, probably more. And again, they have a copper cloud, so you don't know exactly where they are. But I mean, if you guys staked out an area for long enough, you could pick up one. Taking out all 20, like all 24 or so, might take a little while. But after 2 or 3 days, you probably could pick out, who's coming and going from a building. And yeah.
Could we potentially, like, I guess we don't have enough manpower to be able to organize a collective assault where it would happen all at the same time, huh?
No, you don't have the manpower to do a giant assault. Not yet. No. That said, you guys are pretty good at doing things on your own.
Yeah, I guess we just go around and start killing these guys one by one, right?
Yeah.
Because, what's the worst that could happen?
We kill ourselves.
Honestly, that's not the worst that could happen.
Yeah. Again, the great house, the house of Venture lost the head of the house, which is a big deal. He was executed for the failure at the Pizza Hut's Inn, and his son has taken over the house. Yeah, that's been an interesting talk of the town. A few of the other houses are making moves to potentially take down the whole house of House Venture, because they see it as weaker now.
Maybe something.
There's, obviously the houses that deal with food and trade goods are taking a hit because the house is house hot. They've taken a hit because with the SCA leaving the plantations and stuff in droves, the food supplies are low. Like everyone has a food shortage right now. So that's caused the nobles are pissed off about that, and the SCA are obviously dying and pissed off about that. So their house is lacking.
So should we try, chatting with some noble houses to figure out the political situation, to figure out what would be the, best place to, start some fires, figurative fires.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's handy. We do need information again after our long voyage at sea of a few days.
You guys were gone about a week.
I literally mean that because everything's so chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no objection for me.
Okay. So you're going to try and meet up with Chonkley, Malek's cousin?
Chauncey.
Yeah. Might as well go meet Chauncey. Yeah. Excellent. How are you guys doing this in the middle of the day, at night? Like, what's your
What's your game plan here?
We might as well do it above board, I guess. There's no reason to hide for this.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
As long as we're not like super, natural hooded figures, I guess. Or do we need to rent a carriage again? Is this like one of those need to be noble situations?
Yeah, you would have to look if you're going in during the day. You'd have to look semi-fancy. So yeah, renting a carriage would be a good idea.
And we'd have to send the fancy people. Because I don't know if my scoff farmer entire look is gonna pass off as even the half.
Who'd you guys send last time?
Well, Renee for one.
Yeah.
Let me look at my notes. Who went there?
Yeah, I was just trying. I don't have who went there. I just have that you guys went there and discussed the executions.
Titan was there as well.
Yeah. I want to say Adelaide was there.
Malik was there, but he's dead now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that everybody was there, actually.
Yeah. Just send the group. That's fine.
All right.
Because we had A team and B team.
Yeah.
So let's go. So like royals and servants.
Yeah.
Let's go visit shops.
All right. Yeah, you guys can rent a carriage. You have the resources between all of you. And you make it to Chauncey's estate. I assume you guys had set up a code word or something with Chauncey that would grant you access into their estate.
Yes. Sure. If you need a code access, rather than, hey, we said that we're going to be here and we are here.
Yep.
I mean, like, obviously, Ian, why would you even suggest otherwise? Fair. Of course we made that preparation. Go ahead and look at our character sheet, which I am going to edit right now.
Yeah. No, you guys, you're sitting in Chauncey's, like, lounge room, like the... it's not a greeting area. It's a like fancy houses have that big guest waiting room, almost like a foyer. Yeah. Yeah. You're sitting in the foyer for Chauncey's, and you get ushered into a small little study. Chauncey's sitting there with he has what's the
butler, Major Domo.
Butler. Yeah, he has one of the fancy butlers, and they bring you some tea, and he's like, he's looking very scared and nervous. He's fidgeting quite a bit. What brings you here?
Well, it seems that the situation around town has deteriorated for the worse. And, we need to check in on our friends, make sure that they're fine and there's nothing going on that we should know about.
Oh, it's... Yeah, deteriorated for the worst is an understatement. You know that the head of House Venture was like, it kind of points off in the distance, is literally hanging, in the middle of the square. That's big.
Well, it's good to know that he's not above our pros.
Yeah. No, he was the head of arguably the most powerful house in the kingdom. And now his house is run by his son, who is a quiet, like, book reading kind of guy who has never paid much attention to politics. So obviously they're under attack. We'll see how long. I don't think House Venture has long for this world. And I also don't think House Hot is long for this world, as they are House Lakel and House Hot are in charge of food and manpower and such trade. And so the two of them, their houses are looking very, very, very downtrodden. With the ska disappearing in droves, it's not looking good. There's talk that the Lord Ruler is bringing in the Koloss, and they're just going to be roaming the countryside, so to speak. So travel and commerce is shutting down.
That's awful to hear, especially to see that relies on commerce.
Oh, yeah.
What if an olive branch were to be offered to those failing families to absorb them, so as to keep their lives and gain information and resources at the same time?
Who would absorb, like...
Why are you, of course, cousin, with your giant heart.
We're not powerful enough to absorb them. There's bigger houses that are going to absorb them. Yeah, I mean, you got House Hastings, which is, one of the largest armies. They'll probably take over Venture. They've made a few moves forward. Auricular has, weapons manufacturing, and they'll probably take over Lacal and even Hot at the same time. TKL is maybe gonna survive this, but they won't be a great house anymore. There's a lot of lots of turmoil. Our house is not strong enough to take any houses on. We're barely holding on after the executions, 2 weeks ago.
I wasn't thinking by force. I was thinking by generosity and kinship.
We don't have anything to offer. What? A
place to live their lives so they don't get absorbed by the wrong people?
Maybe. I mean, we can propose a few marriages here or there, but we don't have the people.
That's fair. That's fair.
This is up to the bigger houses. We're keeping our head down. We're hoping we get absorbed by someone stronger.
So it seems that power is consolidating itself these days.
Yeah, there's been 10 great noble houses for a long time, and unless the Lord Ruler steps in drastically, it's starting to sound like we might go down to 4 or 5 great houses.
Sounds like he doesn't trust much of anybody anymore.
I mean, they say that the great houses were born of the Lord Ruler's closest friends, and that's why he lets them be, and he cares for them so much. But after whoever attacked the ATM mines, or the rumor that the ATM mines were attacked, the Lord Ruler's been in a mood, to say the least.
I mean, it sounds like if some evidence would come to light that even more houses were involved in this, or of their other transgressions, there might be even a bigger purge. I mean, if you know the role enough, there might be a whole reshuffle of, let all the great houses down.
Very, very possible. Yep.
Are we getting to a new world?
It'd be a shame if someone discovers some adium in some places it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, ATM, the price of ATM has shot up. It's at least 10 times what it has been. That the Lord Ruler and many other of the great houses are saying, "Oh, there's no problem, but ATM's 5-10 times the price it was. There's clearly, we all know the ATM mines were attacked. We don't know who, but it clearly, whoever attacked them did more damage than not."
I try to hide my pride.
Or they going, "Oh yeah, I earned so much money by speculating on ATM." Currently, the other resources 10.
Yeah,
it's all that XP.
Nice.
Which of the houses would you say you're most concerned about going forward?
Going forward, House Venture. Again, they lost their leader, and they have just a child. I mean, he's an adult, but he's never done anything. He's running. He's now in charge of the house. I don't think they're gonna do well. He would need some pretty powerful people behind him in order to survive the next few weeks, I think.
Start making eyebrows at everybody.
Maybe he has them already. The next is I would be wary of House Lacal. House Lacal is definitely on the chopping block with food and manpower shortage. The Lord Ruler will not be pleased. He's gonna look to put someone to take over their position.
This is like a side note, but we're gonna. What about the family deal? Nash? No.
Who?
Oh, Nag. Nag's attached to it. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
How are they doing?
Nag, how powerful is your family?
Minor.
They're probably doing semi-okay. Again, the minor houses are not in the crossfire right now. The minor houses might absorb into some of the major ones and try and restructure, or the minor houses might be looking to partner up with other minor houses and become a great house. But overall, the minor houses, as long as they keep their head down, they probably won't be in too much of trouble.
Okay, I was more worried that we were going to catch one of them in the crossfire by accident.
Let me tell you, at this point, Nag's more worried about Nag than Nag's worried about Nag's family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be very good. Do you need any support? Like, how are you?
Again, he's looking very shifty and scared, but he's like, we're making ends meet. We just lost a lot of members a little while ago, and we're keeping our head down. It's
so
nice of you all to come out here, but I don't recommend visiting much.
I'm not the smartest person, okay? But I would like to gain some insight on their shiftiness. This seems sus now.
Yeah, that's fair. Roll.
Can I do charm? For the love of God.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Praise be to the Lord Ruler.
Difficulty of 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's. Yeah. So, hold on. I'm starting at that many, and then let's see. I can get. Would you say an imposing presence, tall and scarred, or warm-hearted apply here? Either negatively or positively?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so I'm just going to roll on my dice then. I remembered how to do it. How about 2 2s?
I mean, that's not a critical. Like, he's looking kind of shifty, and he just told you he doesn't recommend visiting again. I feel like with 2 2s, you get the vibe that he doesn't want you to visit again.
Too bad, we're moving in.
Yeah. Like, he knows... You can assume he knows you guys are somewhat shifty people. He doesn't know how shifty or what you're involved with, but he doesn't want to be part of, like, all the... You know, when you first talked to him, he was, oh, hey, yeah, no, I disliked that they were murdering my family. And now he's like, no, they can kill my family, just don't kill me.
Spineless.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do at least have a list of prospects now, so we've succeeded on our goal, and they don't seem dead or betraying us so far. So,
yeah,
you know, it's all coming up Millhouse.
It's true.
Should we try to get home and make plans with the rebellion? Or whatever the family shenanigans would be?
Are you guys leaving here?
I can't think of anything else to ask anybody else.
That's fair.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have anything for us, really.
Yeah. You guys can leave. You make it back, obviously. You can go try and track down Kalsier, the leader of the rebellion, or you can try and track down someone from one of the noble houses, or from... Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
Are we, like, bougie enough to, like, strong arm back a house?
I mean, what's your influence like?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys personally, or the rebellion, or...
Yes.
Okay, the rebellion obviously has some traction. There's people, like, enough shit has been disturbed that people are like, okay, the rebellion's to be taken seriously this time. And enough nobles have died, not just by the hands of Ska, but by the hands of inquisitors and obligators and the Lord Ruler himself, that people, again, the death of House Venture's head was a biggie. So yeah, they're definitely, a lot of turmoil. You would have some influence if you said you're part of the rebellion. You'd also have a lot of people immediately calling obligators and inquisitors if you say you're part of the rebellion. But
I'm not saying we do that, but I'm like, what if we, with some backing, as us being like the face, were to like make sure that the right people took over House Venture, say, right? Someone who's rebellion minded. And
yeah,
not
you could
those other houses that are evil and conglomeration-y and all like weak will.
I mean, that would be a discussion with Kalsier, like the leader of the rebellion, is like, hey, who do we want to put, like, should we try and aim for House Venture?
Yeah, like, here's a list of targets, like, how can we make this work for us?
Yeah, fair enough.
You got the inside scoop now.
Yeah. All right, do you guys want to try and meet up with Kalsier?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Yeah, it takes you guys a few days, but I'm gonna say, like, you guys are part of the rebellion, so it's not an impossible feat. But it does take a few days before you kind of track down somewhere that he's gonna be.
I hide at home until that happens.
You what? Sorry?
I just hide at home until that happens.
Yeah, well, yes and no. You guys hear of a few different meeting spots, basically, and you kind of have to go to a few of them and see if he's there, because it's, obviously he's on the move and he's not telling anyone his exact whereabouts, because, again, the rebellion's in trouble. Inquisitors are actively looking for them. But after a little while, you guys can find a spot where, like, you manage to luck out and find where Kalsier is. And again, he's doing his, preaching thing to the crowd of, last time you met Kalsier, there was maybe like 100 or so Ska were packed into the building to hear him talk about the rebellion. There's maybe like 24 this time, and it's a lot more hushed tones. It's still the hurrah, hurrah rebellion, but it's a lot more like, hey, just don't give up your fellow Ska, is a bigger undertone of it. But yeah, after Kalsier does his talk, you guys can, for lack of better words, corner him into talking to you.
I'm just imagining us just like synchronized thumping our arms against the wall. So, we're looking for a job.
He doesn't look pleased to see all of you, just by the by.
Why won't you return my calls?
I've sent so many letters with your exact address on it through the public mail, and you've not responded once.
So yeah, I guess we'd just go with the noble situation and figure out, okay, like, what would be maybe the best course of action to take here? Like, who could we try to promote to be most amenable to our overarching goal of the rebellion, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah, he looks at you guys. He's like, you want to take He just looks exasperated. He's like, okay, look, I gave you guys some information last time, and you did a great job on.
I just look pleased with myself.
Like you did a great job. Oh boy, yeah. And I think maybe this time we don't need to do as good a job. So you all are thinking you want to take on House Venture? Is that the consensus I'm getting?
Yeah, so like, we have an entire clan to use as a face, and someone else doesn't get a bunch of power.
Yeah.
Let's leave House Venture alone for a bit. I think they're on their way down anyway. Let's look at House Lakel. Can we take over? Because they work for their food and manpower. Can you guys deal with House Lakel? If you cause enough disturbance with them, then we can use our SCA supply chain lines to be in charge of food and manpower.
I mean, we could use our resources to exacerbate the food shortages, and that will put bigger in House Lakel.
Yeah. I'm just imagining the like pure look of horror. He's like, but we need the food.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have the food, but not necessarily others, right?
Yeah. If you can lower the nobles' food supply somehow without damaging the SCA's food supply, that'd be great.
Okay, poison the wine. I get it. Who's got lead?
There you go. You're starting to think. Okay. Great talk. And he kind of starts like just shuffling away.
We'll make sure to contact you publicly later.
Excellent. Yeah. And he leaves.
He's tired of being associated with it.
So what do nobles eat that the SCA don't, or vice versa? Because, if we just go after the general food supply, then no, the SCA won't be getting any because nobles will just get everything anyway.
Yeah. I mean, sugar is probably one of the big ones that SCA wouldn't have much access to, because it'd be like, like pastries and sweets would be more of a noble thing.
Butter. We aim for the butter.
Like
it's for everybody, but all of the nobles have all of it.
Yeah. Sweets, pastries, higher end liqueurs. Like SCA don't really drink a lot because they can't afford it, but every now and then they can get their hands on some cheaper wine and stuff. But like the higher end liqueurs would be more of a nobles only thing.
I've got it. We make the barrels out of poison wood.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
What if we make barrels out of poison oak?
Yeah.
I have poison arrows on me right now.
Yeah.
Could I like stab them into the bottom of like the barrel to I don't know if we want something a little more
we want something more long term here though.
Long term.
Yeah. Rather than singular arrow. Like sure, you could poison one wine barrel, but that's not. Yeah. higher end liqueurs and wines and sweets, pastries, that would probably be your best bet. Like, you could go after meats and stuff, but meats can sometimes be fed to the skull. Like, your biggies are pastries, desserts, liqueurs. That's your
They don't do
target market.
Textiles, do they?
Textiles?
I mean, like, we can make them look bad, but why don't we just go raid their supply chains and, like, just take a giant shipment of supplies that's supposed to be going to the nobles and make it go missing?
Yeah, you can also do that. That's definitely an option.
I guess maybe Renee, with his like resource of 10, could arrange like, oh yes, I want a big shipment of the stuff because I'm stocking up on whatever, and then since we know when it will be shipped, then we can start to go steal that from them / ourselves, something like that. Then make a big hubbub about it.
Yeah,
paperwork theft. It's bureaucracy, grand larceny. It's the perfect crime.
Because nobody would expect, us to steal from ourselves.
true.
You want your name attached to it.
I mean, again, the name will be attached to, hey, I'm buying a big shipment, and then if it goes missing, then hey, they didn't deliver, therefore they owe me a big shipment.
It's still on them. Okay, now I really love it. Oh yes, that's truly.
Look how unreliable they are. Family worthless.
And they owe me a large shipment, so which means the next time they have some, then it goes to me, and then everybody else suffers.
And I still feel like I've stolen from somebody.
We have stolen from someone.
It's win-win-win-win-win.
Okay. So yeah, that's your game plan, is to set up a shipment of food supplies and then steal from them?
House the kill as they're transporting it to be delivered to us, yes.
Okay. I think that's good.
Rebellion to front us enough money to make the shipment enough of a oh shit moment. Because if it's just like a wagon full of stuff, that's not the worst. But if it's like,
a barge, perhaps.
Yeah, see? There's cooking with gas.
Yeah. I mean, you have resources 10. You could probably... Is Renee a noble, or is Renee...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Renee's a noble.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, no, you could definitely order a pretty good-sized shipment.
We convince Chauncey's family to order something at the same time and steal it. So it's like a double family, double whammy thing.
How much resources does Chauncey have?
Yeah, you could probably
choose, but it's just so it's like, look, it's happening to other people.
Yeah. I don't know if you need to convince him. Like, they get food semi-regularly, so you could just time yours out to come with another shipment, because like a barge would have multiple people's shipments on it, so it wouldn't be just yours. But yeah, you could time yours out so it would be with like Chauncey's shipment.
Then he'd get food for free and get his money back.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if we give it to him.
Okay, fair. I feel like we may owe Chauncey a little bit for our exploding the status quo, but...
Good job. You've developed basic empathy.
This is the wrong skill stat for this game mode.
The basic empathy for the nobles. Make sure that the guillotines are sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So...
Okay, do you want to do this session? Do you want to finish it now? Do you want to have a break?
I was thinking this might be a good stopping point, and then next session we can do the whole barge Siege of the Barge.
Maybe the next group will finally get their first session, and their first session will be to steal the barge for us.
Yeah. That's the goal, is to have the other group. They're meeting on Sundays, so hopefully they can get a session in before you guys. And yeah, hopefully this now gives me something to spin off with them. And yeah.
Your poor pastries are too expensive. You can't afford your croissants.
The price of pastries has skyrocketed in the kingdom, if you don't know why.
I'm just so excited for you guys to meet the other group. Like, I really like the character designs they've done. It's fun.
Hey guys, we're a happy-go-lucky group. How's your group? Oh, we're just spiking ourselves.
They'd see us and be like, "Oh my god!"
I did forget to mention this, but the whole time talking to Kalsier, you guys had that little voice in the back of your head was saying, "Kill him." It was saying he doesn't trust you. He doesn't trust you. He's gonna betray you. So yeah.
Have you seen me? I'd betray me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll leave it there, and we'll do the Siege of the Barge next time. Hopefully next time there'll also be some fun tidbits thrown in from the other group. But I think as for now, I was Ian the narrator.
I was Austin, who played Fox, the now moral being.
Dylan.
I was Dylan, the loud and morally righteous.
I'm Peter, the capitalist, as always.
And I was Taylor, playing Titan.
Excellent. And we are sponsored by nobody. Signing off.